everybody, I'm Caleb.
I'm Sam.
I'm Will.
And we are
Working Titles!
Y'all, we're back. It's Demonslayer.
Demon.
Season 3, Episode 5, Bright Red Sword. Last on, we're going up against 4 sections of upper 4. Pleasure, joy, sadness,
Anger.
and anger. Keep us knowing your favorite facts about the show, but for now, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, hit the notification bell so you can be the first to see these when they drop. You can also check out the Patreon and go over and get some Tokyo Ghoul, and Death Note. Death Note is also available for you. We're in pollen season and allergy season right now, so forgive us. We'll see in the reaction. Punch it.
Bam!
Dying.
I hit the
dying.
I hit the threshold to recall it. It like hit me. I was just like,
Oh, they're popping your mouth.
Caleb's mind just ascended.
Yeah, I think so.
sure, whatever. I can't see. You know, there's swordsmiths, but why don't they learn how to use swords?
They spend more time in forging, not as much practicing the sword.
They don't have like cooking utensils.
刀は用意できているのですぐにお渡ししましょう。
ずいぶん話が早いね。
里が心配です。刀を持って柱のあなたには一刻も早く助けに行ってもらいたい。
He's Naruto running.
あの小屋です。
They all do.
よかった。
Oh,
で腹立つ。来てる。
demons and
Senses
shit.
it. Ew. Ah, it's rolling
The real
around.
one.
Slow walk.
Pretend that he doesn't see me.
If I close my eyes, he doesn't know I'm here.
さては貴様柱ではない。
Right.
Yeah. God, I hate this thing. I want it dead right now.
こそこそと何をしているのだろうな。
Why didn't you go and investigate if you've been here? Ow! Yes!
Yay.
She's coming back.
Let's go! Woo! Wow, wow,
Whoa!
可愛いから忘れてたけど
wow.
強いんだよな。
Yeah, she's fucking.
She bad,
Oh,
but she also
menace.
strong.
She's a
She's got plenty of assets. Oh, you went with 2 different combos.
Ew, look at the feet. Look at the
Fear my
grippers.
CG.
That's a big boy.
Wow. Multiple bases.
Not
Was
old
it the
man.
old
Oh, ew!
He's the leader. Oh!
No!
His mask was
Random.
broken.
Ensemble character number 76.
They have faces under the masks.
He's gonna die.
大きすぎる。この化け物。攻撃がまるで効かん。以上に動きも速い。
Ew. Oh.
It's okay. I'm a baddie. I got this.
カロジ殿。
Kanroji.
なんだこの刀は。王様。
It's a freaking awesome sword.
噂には聞いていたが、なんと奇妙な。
Love breathing. First 4.
Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, it's going through the mouth. Oh, or that.
Shivers of first love.
Oh, Will! Caleb! should die now.
いたずらに人を傷つけるやつには
Yeah,
キュンとしないの。
Dang.
Because of Soul Calibur, I'm actually not too surprised when I see that sword. It feels so normal to me. Extra cushion when he falls. They zoomed in intentionally to remind you of that.
チー様
Very safe down there.
若くて可愛い娘に抱きしめられてなんだ
I'm on cloud
幸
nine.
せ
やだ、もうテッチー様ったら。
私も頭
You know, it was funny. I was gonna say, is it just fuck the other one that the fish was holding?
大丈夫ですか？
こんなね
I have a cut on my finger too.
よかった
My back hurts.
I sneezed the other day. Help me.
What is this?
なんだ
Oh, so awesome.
なんだろうこれは
The aroma.
この匂いは
Is he waking up? Oh. No!
Oh.
Serpentine didn't work.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of anger first.
The ranged attacker.
Have you noticed that the top of their heads kind of have the master's thing going on?
禰豆子が先に意識を取り
Like
戻
the
す
poison? No, the master of the demon slayer.
Oh, the scar.
Yeah,
No. Oh, okay.
it's like purple and veiny.
Oh yeah.
Look, when they get a close up, look at it. I didn't notice that till just now.
言われなくともこのつもりだ
Does that mean when the master has it develop more, he gets that giant warp?
I don't know.
That
Then
fear
he'll
has?
become the new upper floor.
どうぞ死ね
He sounds familiar.
これで終わりじゃ
Oh god. Careful.
When he just yelled, it sounded like Japanese Bakugo.
Well, that's
That's Genya.
That's Genya.
Genya's vulnerable.
このおせんべい美味しいよ食べるすぐ
Toes.
ずいぶん見晴らしが良くなったな
Don't act like you didn't call out every time L's feet were on
That's
screen.
different. He was having weird feet fixations.
瓦礫が
Maybe just you
禰
were.
豆子大丈夫だ見捨
I
てたり
wanted
し
it
ない
off the screen.
刀から手を離すんだ瓦礫をどかすから
Oh,
や
stop!
めろ指が切れる
What is she doing?
She wants to use the fire or something.
Yeah, maybe.
This would help if she could
はじめ
speak.
まして私はギョッコと申すもの殺す前に少々よろしいか
なんで寄ってくるの
だって俺たちだけじゃ不安なんだもん。
今宵三方のお客様にはぜひとも私の作品を見てい
He's
た
an
だきたい
artiste.
何を言ってる
He's talking
の
about his cool rock dragon summons.
ではまずこちら
Where did that pot come from? Ew! Oh!
Oh, all the bodies he's
でご
killed.
ざいます
That's horrid.
Ew.
ご覧くださいまずはこの手この人哲夫さん唐池さんこう
And they're still alive too, like they're twitching and moving.
おっしゃる通り
I hate the baby hand.
作品には5人の刀鍛冶を贅沢にふんだんに使っているのですよ
That's a funky 3D. That was wild.
それほど感動していただけるとは
Those baby hands are so weird.
It's like muscular with baby hands. It's making me upset.
That's so
コ
weird.
メントとして極めつけはこれこのように刀をひねっていただく
Oh.
What a scumbag.
どうですか素晴らしいでしょう端末魔を再現するのです
おいいい加減にしろよクソ野郎が
Just keep appearing, man.
まだ作品の説明は終わってない
I don't want to hear your stupid monologue.
ちゃんと聞かれよ
No.
壺から壺を移動できる
There was a different vase there.
私のこだわりはその壺の
感触が薄い
よくも切りましたね私の壺を芸術を審美眼のないサルベが
You just call him an ape.
壺が出てくるんだ
Freeze.
脳まで消える
Monkey.
ような貴様らには
こいつは首を切れば死ぬんだ
Oh shit.
Summon pot.
1,000 needle fish kill.
Ew.
Why the fish? Why is it fishes?
Evil corn fish.
I don't get it.
Oh, get down.
Oh.
Did he take it?
Yeah. Oh!
Ow.
Sorry, that was loud.
邪魔だから隠れておいて
He is a hero.
You did say no.
They're not gonna move fast enough.
Why couldn't you have done that the first time, Nikita?
He had to get there first.
Oh.
綺麗な姿ですねどうです毒で手足がじわじわと
Oh, there's
麻
poison.
痺
Of course, just fucking. Yeah, it can't just be a normal needle.
Do abdominal breathing thing and
命を救ってつな
push him
がる
out.
場所で命を落とす
Through his ear too.
いてもいなくても変わらないようなつまらねえ命なんだからよ
誰だ思い出せない
どんな作品にしようか胸が躍る
うるさいつまらない君のおしゃべりだ
Yep.
New pot.
Yep, he can't break out of it.
ダメだ切れない
Drink all the water as
買い
fast
に
as
使
you
わ
can.
れば鬼狩りどもには大打撃鬼狩りを弱体化させれば産屋敷の首もすぐそこだ
I don't like that guy. I don't really like Upper 5.
What is she trying to do?
Yeah. Fire sword.
禰豆子の血で刀が燃える
Zora High
刀の
moment.
色が変わる
Double damage.
The prince we were promised but never got until now.
The sword is red now.
I was deceived. I thought the red sword would be the other sword.
バケット
That's pretty cool though.
Exploding
赤く
blood.
なるんですねお侍様の刀戦う時だけ赤くなるのね
お侍様というのはあの耳飾りの剣士のことだろうか
Yeah, definitely is.
あの剣士の刀は漆黒だったのか俺も同じ黒刀だ俺の刀も今赤くなった色が変わった禰豆子の血の力によって赤くなった刀だからきっと生身の体は傷を負いボロボロになり
Yeah.
でもその度に誰かが助けてくれる
Bring them
命をつない
back.
でくれる
Bring them back.
答えなければ俺に力を貸してくれるみんなの願いは思いは一つだけだ鬼を
Nice.
倒すこと
Yes.
人の命を守ること
Kill these.
We heard you.
I have a lightsaber now.
俺はそれに応える小細工したところでわしには勝てる切られたとて
You should do a tornado. Suck them into it.
Oh my gosh.
What if it negates their ability to regenerate?
Raging sword.
Haha. Get scared.
剣士の刀
How about that? Every time they're reminded.
Oh,
Yes!
yes!
Let's go! Wow! Alright, we're getting into it.
Get scared.
Let's go.
日運の竜
Sun Halo Dragon. What the fun! Wow!
Keep going.
Damn! I love that Sun Halo Dragon.
Oh, he's still
It's got a
going.
dragon.
Wow! How can he just do that? That's
Sun
insane.
Dragon head dance.
Whoa. I don't even know what to think about that. That's insane.
If that didn't work, at least a little bit, I'll be upset.
あと1体だ。一度に4体切らないと。
Okay, okay,
あと1体か。
okay.
One guy right
So
there.
you'll if they respawn, we have a.
無事だった
Genya beat him.
So we're done.
4体目の首を切って。
No freaking way. That was way
や
too.
った。
Genya won off screen.
同時に切れていれば。ゲンヤ。
Was it?
Is Genya dead?
He got stabbed again.
Oh, no!
That's bad.
Oh.
ゲンヤか。なんだ。あの姿は。
Bro, is he?
What do you mean? Why does he look like that? Because he got bit or something?
Damn.
That was.
That boy. Well, next episode I'd like to see the off-screen one-on-one.
Right.
Because I want to know how that went over. Just when I thought that episode was like kind of dragging a little bit, then they hit you with the dragon. You know what I'm saying?
Hey! Look at Caleb. Look at him thinking.
Look, he's like,
he used that brain, man.
I use the thinky part of my brain.
Hey, those are a bunch of words I like in combo. Sun, Halo, Dragon.
Sun,
Same.
Halo, Dragon, head dance.
Super powerful object in space. The Halo ring is what I'm referring to. Obviously not the sun.
Got him.
The little taunt I just realized.
And the dragon.
Dragon.
The dragon. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Not to start on like a teeter-tottering note, but it was like, yeah, I don't like... Sorry, I don't want to start on a bad note. I'm not the biggest fan of the fifth one. I'm trying to be positive, because I agree with Caleb personally. I would say that...
I hate the fifth.
It's, because I think... I do love Nosuke. I do love Zenitsu. It is hard to tap into the Mist Hashira, and I'm not overly fond of the masked characters, all of them having masks. If that was like my one critique so far going into this season, is I prefer, if we're gonna meet new characters, maybe remove those masks.
Or have different masks, because they all have the same mask.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I could warm up to the... It's hard, because like one character's going through it, and their mind is clouded, and they're trying to kind of remember who they are. So those characters are always really hard to tackle in any form of media, like the not anesthesia, amnesia. Like those characters are always really hard to do in storytelling. That's just my personal opinion. A great example from recent memory for anyone who saw the Captain Marvel movie. I know it's a sensitive topic to some people's very divided opinion on that film. I don't personally like it, but another great example of like telling a story where the character has to like figure out who they are.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it doesn't work for me. So
I think it's also hard too when the character, like in that version, at least the character has like a personality. You know what I mean? Like they don't.
Right.
They're literally not starting from like a husk of a human where it's like
Yeah.
I don't even know what I enjoy or like
Right.
my humor or my sense of being. Like he
Right.
literally is just a mist fog body.
And I'll give it credit too, even though I wasn't overly fond of the personality we were given. At least it's a personality rather than a husk.
Yeah.
So, and we're dealing with cartoon too. So, anime. But even that, like in general, anime, you lose some emotion rather than a real performance. So it's like extra hard to have a drawn character lacking emotion and also going through trying to figure out who they are. So it's really hard especially when they're the lead role behind Tokito and friend of our main muscular guy. So I'd say that part was a little weak for me.
Yeah.
I think that is fair criticism. The only reason I wanted to start with that, but other than that, I also do like the upper 4 more than the upper 5. I feel like we were all kind of in agreement when we talked about that in episode 1.
Yeah.
Because Doma was obviously a really strong personality. We've already grown really close to Akaza. Upper 1 is obviously super wild in his look, and it seems like he'll be playing a bigger role going forward, especially because he looks a lot like Mystery Man.
Yeah.
And Muzan's Muzan.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with the arc that has the 2 weaker links.
Yeah.
They're like the 2 shitter characters, and I don't really care. Well,
Yeah.
4 is cool.
Four
Four
is
split
boring.
up is cool.
It's like, what are you talking about?
5 sucks, and I don't care.
4 has been impressionable.
4, I think 4 is great. And I don't think he's dead at this point. I almost wonder if, not to completely jump to the end, but I almost wonder if like Genya is him now too.
Right,
Like,
that's what I'm wondering.
Like I wonder if he's like a body snatcher or something.
Yeah,
too.
you know, maybe. I don't know. The past couple upper moons and even the lower moons have been really hard to kill.
Right.
So just the fact that it was done, it wasn't an easy fight, don't get me wrong, but the fact that we were done with it so quick, granted it's a shorter season too, but
Right.
I feel like there's got to be more to upper 4 that meets the other.
Throw out idea. I don't know how this functions. He had a tooth missing in the tub, and it was a shark tooth. How could he be, if he was a demon beforehand, how does that function?
Well, he goes outside too in the light.
Exactly, and you would smell him.
Yeah.
I was thinking, how did he get bit? He had to have either gotten bit right now and he became a demon, or he was already pre-demon, which explains him coming back to life from the previous episode, that people were like, I don't get how that works. We talked about prayer as a way to chant.
Yeah, like if he's some kind of like mage.
But on top of that, he also spits out a tooth and denies it's his tooth. And everybody says he is never around. So that doesn't make sense to me.
They also said he doesn't eat. Like, or at least Tanjiro said, when they like brought him food, he's like, I don't want that.
And that hit me hard because I was like, damn, did he get bit right now?
Or could he have been a secret demon this whole time?
Yeah, and then that just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, also, how did the upper 4 and 5 find this place?
You think he like brought him here?
Maybe unintentionally. I don't know.
Yeah, that all of a sudden was like connecting. I was like, damn, because they zoomed in on his tooth, and I was like, shit, yeah, he did spit out his tooth in the tub, and denied it. And I was like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in the show.
Yeah.
Like, what if he's a daywalker like Blade?
But that's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, well, he could be Blade.
That just adds on another cool layer because he's samurai. He has a shotgun. He says prayers to heal himself, and now he's like half demon or full demon, whatever.
That could be good timing because it could
It's
finally
sick.
mean like a way for showing how Nezuko could start to be a talking character. Do they do the like what we were talking about? Do they do like the Kaneki and start dripping some blood into Nezuko to help her become some like a cognitive character, maybe?
Or some coffee and sugar or whatever else they did.
Yeah. It wasn't just the coffee and sugar.
I wasn't paying attention during that show, I'll be real.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
But that just hit me because I was like, well, he just got bit, and then I was like, maybe it didn't.
Yeah. I will say upper 5 though, I am afraid of him, I will say. He's horrific and annoying, but he's just like, I don't like that he plays with his food, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the other demons, sometimes they play with their food, but it's not to this extent where he's like making artwork for it. And he also has this like weird teleportation ability that Tokito has not figured out yet. So I feel like he's formidable.
So, okay, upper 5. Okay, we'll talk about upper 5 for a second first. Then, how do you think the vases work?
How they
You slash them, they disappear, or another one reappears.
Well,
so what would be your go-to method to try to, if you had to tackle the situation?
Well,
What's your go-to?
well,
Is this all a ploy? And there's a real kind of hidden thing, kind of like how they attacked the fish's head, and the real head was the vase, and then you attack the vase, and the real thing is like maybe something grander.
well, he did say when he went to slice for his neck, he is evading. So, like, the neck hit does seem to be the real killer. It's more so just how do you combat the vases portaling, because they just seemingly spawn from nowhere. But he also, like, when he wants to make the vase for his attacks, he, like, grows it out of his arm and then throws it out. Or empties it out.
Do you think it's like every version we see of him is not, like, the real upper...
No.
Like, you have to find the base model?
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. The Mist Hashira said that I went and attacked his neck, and then he immediately, like, teleported. So, it definitely... That is him. It's not like he's hiding himself anywhere.
The neck injury would kill him? Because Muzan beheaded him in the first episode, like ripped off his head and just held it.
No, the only way you die is by getting cut with a Nichiren sword.
Nichiren sword version.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you die, or by the sunlight. That's how the demons die. It's not just decapitation like normal. They can be dismembered 100 different ways.
And we haven't seen him. We haven't seen duplicated versions of him yet, right? There's no duplication.
Well, that's
just the summons, the dumb fish.
The fish are the only things that are extra. But
I wonder if it's like you cut off his head, any familiar he spawns, if you don't kill that, he can still like live on through that and like reforge. Like you have to kill all the miniature versions and then kill him, just like you have to kill all the heads of the upper four in order for it to potentially work, assuming we're going off the Daki and Gyataro theory.
I don't know. I mean, the Mist guy specifically said, like, when he went for the cut, he's like, he's evading my cuts. He's not, like, sitting there and taking it. So that must mean that this is his real body, and that would actually hurt him. It's just that he manages to teleport instantly, and he can't. That was one thing too. He's like, I can barely sense where they are.
Right.
So I don't know if, like, is it something where it's like they're tiny, and then when he on a command he like expands them to be, you know what I mean? Like he's running around like planting his pots everywhere, and so he can just like instantly like make it big and pop himself into it. Don't know.
Question to pose on you guys: Can a demon hold a Nichiren weapon? Can they wield Nichiren?
Probably. I don't see why not, since they don't hurt themselves.
I asked
as long as you don't like stab yourself with it, probably.
Yeah, I only asked because he didn't go into the shed himself. He waited around and then figured there was significance once they got there, but also, why not just go in?
I feel like they could because... excuse me. I feel like they could because Akaza was like, grabbing Rengoku's sword in that when it was in his gut already, of course, but, And
he punched one to pieces.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I certainly, I'm not a bit... what are your feelings now overall on the fish, water, like, aesthetic for Upper 5?
I feel like it doesn't really fit because he's like...
He's very unique.
He's like a genie. He's like a genie, but in a vase.
Like, I would accompany sand with that in my mind. Like a sand, maybe.
Or dirt or plants.
Because when I think genie, I obviously don't think of Western, like, mythos. I think of Eastern mythos. Like, more like Egyptian is the most obvious one. I think of Aladdin. Like, that kind of scheme.
No.
But, or a jinn, I guess, in more, like, Eastern culture
it's
is...
Middle East, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where...
Think of The Witcher.
That's where the idea of a genie comes from anyways.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know.
Summoning koi fish forever.
I'm not particularly fond of it because I just feel like it doesn't fit. He also has like green lips. Like I feel like everything about him is green. So why is it the fish? I feel like it would make sense if it was kind of like blue. That's just me being like having a 5-year-old brain. You know what I mean? It'd be like water, blue, fish, green plant vines. Grass.
You want to talk about a really weird nitpicky thing to think of? Remember how I always have weird distinct things that like make me like ooed and like grossed out by, like a needle going into you, or like somebody getting shanked by like a tiny knife, rather than a sword crossing you and like splitting you, or for some reason that doesn't disturb me. That conglomerate of bodies mashed up didn't bother me too much. Mm-hmm. I think it's because in my mind it's like outside the realm of like real possible things I could witness.
I guess, I don't know.
If we're talking about like a hell.
Yeah.
Like if like it didn't gross me out.
Yeah, I mean it made me they're just like twitching, they're still alive. He's like skewering them together with swords, and then he's like twisting one to make it like gush out blood like a fountain. It's horrid.
The gushing of the blood was gross. I think what grossed me out more was the one person got sucked into it, and you can see like the body like break in.
Yeah.
Because I can picture things in real life that could cause that to a human.
Yeah, that's very foul. And then there's Tanjiro and Nezuko escaping. Also, what's her face? The Love Hashira came back.
Kamaroji.
She rescued the chief.
Yeah.
And her sword is like a whip.
Very cool.
Very awesome.
Impractical.
Very impractical.
I just picture if she just heats it up and that's why it bends.
Oh, yeah.
Just bend the metal.
Yeah. But Nezuko runs away, she gets shocked, and Tanjiro carries her away, and then, the final explosion from the demons just kind of sent them flying. And Nezuko used her blood demon magic, or blood demon art rather, to give Tanjiro the flaming red sword.
I think the Muzan memories that kick into these uppers is a really cool visual to show that they're all connected, and like even though they are different beings, they still come from the same origin point, which is just the original Muzan who produces these guys. And so inherently when they see something that reminds them of a Muzan memory, the Muzan memory kicks in, which is also funny because it means like they can even be independent of their own fears because they still draw from whatever weakness Muzan has, which is a cool telltale sign for the future, for just if we ever want to go up against him, we know what really just ticks him, what really freaks him out. So I guess it ultimately comes down to, can our characters be aware of those weaknesses as we fight these uppers, so when we get to the big boss, we know something to jab at him.
Yeah. Well, they said that swordsman, the red-haired man, he had a red flaming sword, and he cornered Muzan. He backed him into a corner and basically had him like fleeing, seemingly. So, Tanjiro too felt like he tapped into that and is kind of understanding more these inherited memories he's having with a woman talking and saying like, oh my gosh, so like, is it true that samurai swords turn red in battle? Which isn't the case for everyone else. It's only Tanjiro that we've seen that happen with. Right. But clearly it's, the sun-breathing form, the Hinokami Kagura that has been passed down in his family. So it's cool that that's actually coming together for the boy.
I don't want to get flack for this again, like episode 1, and I'm not talking about the long ponytail guy or the six-eyed man. I'm talking about the one I actually ended up thinking at the end of that what the dad was, is the man who has the ponytail, who was talking to the lady. He's the same guy who sat down with long-haired man in the first episode, in that little flashback. Is that Tanjiro's dad?
No, because that should in theory be like 200 and 300 years ago.
Maybe grandpa
This is like great grandfather.
All still wearing that checkered coat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little ridiculous that they look like even when when Tanjiro was thinking about the memory and then it kind of like jumped back and it was like a different version of him.
Okay.
I feel like it does I could give you credit. I don't think it looks different enough to be like, oh, that's not just like an old Tanjiro.
It just looks like his dad.
Yeah. The only thing is just we've only ever seen his dad like
very
emaciated.
Yeah, so, and in all honesty, that version of his dad, the malnourished version, looked just like the one that I thought was his dad when he pulled up in episode 1, or the two replica guys, the ones that looked the same.
Yeah.
Because he had the long ponytail, and when he has that little mask and does the fire dance in the Hinokami episode, it looks just like him.
Yeah.
So, and funny enough, I saw that one really looks like the dad compared to the one today that I thought was the dad.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of jokes online on like Instagram of like manga readers laughing, all the anime, dad. So wow, it's almost like
not just you.
Yeah, wow, it's crazy. It's almost like it's just intentionally there to be confusing. So
it's intentionally vague to keep you guessing.
Congrats, manga readers.
Congrats, you read faster.
It's like Erwin's dad and Zeke all over again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
these two characters look the same.
All blonde characters are the same.
Yeah, all blonde characters the same.
But yeah, and then we got the awesome Sun Halo Dragon maneuver. It was so freaking cool, super effective. Got all those guys' head, and then we got left with the Genya question. I mean, he doesn't have any purple. You brought up a great idea today. That purple thing over his face, the upper fours.
Yeah.
Didn't see any on Genya. Doesn't mean it can't have. He couldn't have got bit. But you also bring up a great point about the master. What does that mean for the master?
Yeah, what is that exactly? That's the only thing I'm curious about.
And then you suggested a replacement for upper 4. Do you mean that for the master? Because that could be Genya today if he got bit, too.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I said that.
You said that?
Yeah, about Genya.
You looking like the master, and you were like,
oh, I don't know what he said then. What did you say?
I'm lost. I have no clue what you're talking
The
about.
whole, like, their head is purple. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I was just joking. Good.
Well, that was a good idea.
Was it really? Because it seems pretty far-fetched.
That has the same fucking mark.
Isn't he just poisoned or like dying of a disease? Do you think that demons can be diseased?
Well, a boil is also an infection too. You can get a boil from like an insect biting you. Yeah. So it's just an infection.
Sorry, we went from talking about Genya to like someone completely different.
I was saying, did you mean the master, which is what I thought you meant, but I'm saying it could be Genya. Because Genya looks like he got bitten by the upper four.
How do these coincide? I'm very lost. How do these coincide? Who's Genya replacing?
Oh no. The upper four have marks on their head that is purple and looks just like the master's infection on his forehead.
Oh, okay.
Will said that it looks like the master's, and simultaneously you're like, he could be a replacement for upper four. And I was like, damn, that actually makes sense. And then I was like, or Genya, because he could have been bitten by upper four. Which is most likely, unless we're going with the route that he's actually a demon, which doesn't make any sense, and that's why we talked about Daybreaker, Daywalker, like Blade.
Okay.
So I was asking you what your thoughts were, but apparently you were joking.
Yeah, that was a bit. I didn't think that was actually plausible.
A plausible joke that makes perfect sense. Well, I liked it, so I was going to work off that and say that's actually a really cool idea.
Alright, we can work it. It's a great idea.
Okay. Well, guys, what do you think then? Genya or the Master? Because I actually like the Master far more than my Genya idea. I'm so fucking confused. Did that not translate?
I understood what you were saying.
Okay.
I don't know how you understood what you were saying, I'll be real.
Okay, it's all good. Well, then I'll ask you guys, what do you think? And not the manga readers, of course.
Yeah, I don't want to hear from any of you book nerds. Because you guys can read faster than we can watch an episode that comes out weekly.
Okay, hold on. Wait, time out. I feel like I'm an idiot for asking this, and I feel like people are going to be mad in the comments because we've been talking about the whole episode. So they're either going to be mad at us for talking about the whole episode or mad that I'm asking the question. Can any of the demons change, like turn a human into a demon, or just Muzan?
I don't know. We haven't... Did Doma do it to...
I thought
he offered it.
Did he have to get Muzan to do it?
Well, that's what I don't
I'm actually
know.
glad you brought that up because we had this discussion in the entertainment arc because I was very confused if anyone can just be made into it. Like, it's just an ever-spawning thing. Because that just means every...
Okay, I just know that Muzan has said that the more of the blood of mine that you can take, the stronger the demon you can become. So, like, the uppers... in theory, should have more of his blood in them. But you also can get stronger by the more humans you eat as a demon. So, like, I guess, in theory, there's a chance for you to get, like, turned by a normal demon and then go all the way up. I just wasn't sure if it was only Muzan that could turn people. You're right, Doma did offer it to... Or he did ask... Daki and Gyutaro to become demons. So I just don't know if he actually does it or not.
Yeah.
And
we haven't seen it. So.
Don't crucify us.
If you've read the book, I don't want to hear from you.
No, I do.
What are your thoughts?
No, I do want to hear.
Well, in all
fairness,
if Muzan's the first, well, by default, he makes all of them because all of them have his blood.
Yeah,
But does he give the permission to his little underlings to do it too?
It's just, I mean, it's wild. That means every single demon we've ever come across, he was responsible for, which makes sense because, like, the ball one and the arrow one that we ran into in season 1, they blew up the second they mentioned the name Muzan. I mean, I guess that means even the lower ones that we've come across in the tournament in the first few episodes, those were all made by him too, and they just didn't get far. And then that means Nezuko was also attacked by him.
Yeah, that means Muzan pulled up to their house in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, what else is this guy doing other than just taking more blood? If I assume that's why he is so strong. That's just all he does in his free time. Taking people's lives, taking blood samples, mixing up some potions, as we saw him do.
And trying to make better demons or something. I don't know.
Right.
Find a way to survive in the sunlight type shit.
I definitely don't know the answer.
Type shit.
I asked you that in
Yeah.
Entertainment District.
Yeah.
Battery's gonna die. Do we have any other thoughts on this episode?
No.
Can't wait for the next one. Hopefully we get some answers on Genya. Hopefully we can maybe figure out if the Master is more involved than we thought. Also, what are your thoughts on the Sun Dragon Halo move? Because that was insane to me.
The coolest
Hopefully
ever.
we jump right back in more of that. But for now, we'll see you next week. Love ya. Punch it.
Sweaty. Sweat. I was like,